there's a moment every parent fears. You ask your teenager a simple question, and suddenly, they're defensive, secretive, almost like you're talking to a completely different child. At first, you tell yourself it's probably just normal teenage behavior. They're growing up. They want more privacy. And honestly, sometimes that's all it is. But sometimes, something more serious is happening. Because the wrong friends rarely change a teenager overnight. It happens slowly. A new attitude, new habits, new excuses, small changes that are easy to explain away. Until you suddenly realize your teenager isn't just hanging out with a different group. They're becoming part of it. The first thing you might notice is how much more time your teenager wants to spend with these friends. At first, you probably won't think much of it. They're teenagers. Of course they want to hang out, but then you notice it starts happening more and more. Dinner with the family. He'd rather be out. And when you ask where he's going, there's always another reason to leave. Then one afternoon becomes every afternoon, and family time slowly becomes something he doesn't seem to care about anymore. Maybe he's staying out later, too, and you're starting to wonder when he's actually coming home. Wanting friends is normal, but when one group starts taking over almost every part of your teenager's life, that's when you should pay attention. Another thing you might notice is that your teenager suddenly needs money more often. At first, it might seem completely normal. They need money for something at school, or to go out, but then it happens again, and then again. When you ask what it's for, the answer isn't always clear. Now, needing money doesn't automatically mean something bad is happening. There could be a perfectly innocent reason, but if the requests keep increasing, and they're happening alongside new friends, secrecy, or staying out later, that's when it's worth paying closer attention. Don't accuse them, ask questions, and listen. The third warning sign is a noticeable drop in school performance and responsibilities. Maybe your teenager used to care about their grades. Now homework is unfinished, assignments are forgotten, their backpack sits untouched, and teachers start noticing the difference too. One bad grade doesn't mean something is wrong. Every teenager struggles sometimes, but when falling grades happen at the same time as new friends, late nights, secrecy, and major changes in behavior, that combination deserves your attention. Don't immediately ask, "What's wrong with you?" Instead, ask yourself, "What's changed around you?" Sometimes the environment around a teenager changes before the teenager realizes how much it is affecting them. The fourth sign change can be harder to notice because teenagers naturally change as they grow, but sometimes the change feels different. The kid who used to laugh with the family suddenly seems distant. Small questions suddenly turn into arguments. They may become unusually angry, disrespectful, or secretive. Maybe they start breaking rules they never used to break, and you start thinking, "I don't even recognize my child anymore." Don't focus on one bad day. Look at the pattern. And the fifth sign is they become secretive about their friends. Your teenager suddenly doesn't want you to know who they're talking to. Maybe they turn their phone away whenever you walk into the room.
Everything
You ask
okay,
about
honey?
certain friends, and suddenly, they get defensive. Maybe they don't want you asking where they're going, or who they're going with. Now, teenagers do need privacy. Privacy by itself doesn't mean something is wrong. But when secrecy comes with falling grades, staying out late, new friends, and major changes in behavior, don't ignore the pattern. So, what should you do if you've noticed several of these changes? First, don't immediately attack their friends. If you immediately say, "Those kids are ruining you," you're never seeing them again, your teenager may stop talking to you. Instead, start with your relationship. Choose a calm moment, not during an argument. You can simply say, "I've noticed you've been different lately. You're spending more time away from home. School isn't going as well, and you seem stressed." Then tell them, "I'm not here to yell at you. I'm worried because I love you. Can you tell me what's going on?" And then, listen. Really listen. Don't interrupt every sentence or turn everything into a lecture. But listening doesn't mean having no boundaries. Set clear expectations around curfews, school, money, and where they can spend time. And get to know their friends. Invite them over. Talk to them. See who your teenager is actually spending time with. Most importantly, watch the pattern. One late night doesn't prove anything. One bad grade doesn't prove anything. But when several changes happen together, don't ignore them. So remember, you may not be able to choose every friend your teenager makes, and you can't control every decision they'll make as they grow up, but you can make sure they know they have a safe place to come home to. So pay attention, stay connected, keep the conversation open. Thanks for watching. And don't forget to subscribe for parenting advice.